We're going to be planting up the concrete urns in this area, and I'm super excited. These urns right here, which house some boxwood spiral topiary, absolutely love them. So we're going to go in and we're going to plant these up or underplant the boxwoods. And I think once we get done, it's going to be a very satisfying look here. Now, I do have some helicopters in the bottom of this planter here. We have a maple tree that drops down these helicopters. So I waited a little while because that is such a nuisance when you plant up a container, but you're constantly coming in, you're picking up helicopters. And for me, it's almost like I can't escape it because not only do my trees drop items, one tree drops like these seed pods and the other one drops helicopters. So we'll go ahead and plant these up. And hopefully we can get done and make it out to the garden center because it's supposed to rain. So I definitely want to beat the rain for sure. We have a whirlwind blue scavola. This grows 8 to 14. And then we have a super tunia Bordeaux. Our super tunia Bordeaux is going to grow 4 to 12. That's high. And then we have a super bells doublet love swept. So a calibro cloa. Absolutely love using these in the garden. But look at the color between the three of these here. Just absolutely gorgeous. If we do like a side by side, if you will. If we do a side by side, it might be a little hard. Okay, there we go. Those colors together. am so excited because we're finally planting up this tire window box. The window box looks so beautiful for so long that I had to stop watering it because otherwise I would not have wanted to pull it out. Now, every year in my garden, what I've done for many years is I have planted up violas and pansies, and then I would rehome my violas and pansies into one of my friends' gardens or a family member. Now, I will say that I can tell that I'm making quite an influence in not only my St. Louis region, because as I'm out and about at different garden centers and things, I will have different conversations, and that's one of the things that you all are telling me, that you're using more shrubs inside of containers, especially hydrangeas, because if you fail at hydrangeas before, using a hydrangea in a container is going to be your best friend. If you struggle with pH issues, using a hydrangea in a container is going to be your best friend because you can really control the environment of your container. And I talked about that a very long time ago in one of my videos, and I started to see that the culture is really starting to pick up with using a lot of my techniques and things like that, and it's really making me happy, especially when you're able to influence someone to, instead of taking violas and pansies and throwing them out, just go ahead and plant them in the landscape. Now, I will say this. Your violas are going to be very invasive. So if that is the step that you're going to go with, whether you use them in a woodland setting or just in your regular garden, is going to be invasive. So when I tell you we have been having a good kiki and a ha-ha and a hee-hee, because it's actually like, it just makes me smile on the inside. I had one of the ladies cracking up because I started singing, "Somebody's watching me, that's my anxiety, oh, oh." She was cracking up. So keep watching. And I love when I see you all out and about at the garden centers. The young lady sat there for a while because she didn't know if she was going to approach me or not. Y'all, I'm that girl in real life. Do you understand what I'm saying? I am that girl in real life because very approachable, and a lot of people have approached me. Like, oftentimes I can be in the grocery store and people will say, okay, I know that voice. I hear that voice. And yeah, so super excited. And thank you for the encouragement. And speaking of which, shout out to Donna. Shout out to Deborah. Just some of the names that I've met. I told them that I was going to give them a shout out. And another beautiful soul that I met, I was going into a garden center. You guys, when I tell you I'm in garden centers like multiple times throughout the week. So ran into a garden center, and there was this wonderful gentleman there, and he helped me, and is actually going to transition Garden Queen to another stratosphere. And he took his time out. He showed me some things. So thank you, Tim, for that too. And so if I did not mention your name, shout out to Karen, shout out to Kimberly, shout out to Melissa, shout out to Megan. I am so excited that you all are on the journey with me. These are just some of the names, and some people just say, hey, I watch you. I just want to let you know, keep up the good work. And I am so excited. I am over the moon to be meeting you all, and it's just been a spirit lifter for me. But back to the case set point, the window box and the violas that I just pulled out, as well as the hyacinth. I am not going to be transferring those to my friend's garden because she is out of town right now, and therefore she just said just go ahead and just toss them because she will be out of town for about 2, maybe 3 weeks. So we're going to go ahead and go on with the show. With this window box, we're going to come in, we're going to plant this up. We have some gorgeous plants. This is going to be our transitional color. So what I mean by transitional color is color that you put in place to transition you from one season to the next. So transitional color is used to be short term. So many times I'll be transitioning out my different containers and things, and I can always tell when I have somebody new on the channel because that's one of the things that they point out. Maybe they've only seen 2 or 3 videos before, and they'll say, this lady just pulls out plants and just changes out her containers all the time? Absolutely. Because it is, again, transitional color. So it's meant to be there in the short term. So I'm excited for you all to see the short term look. But one thing we are going to do, we are going to go in and we are going to put a little bit of fertilizer on the inside of here of the container. We are going to go ahead and get our boxwoods together. You can see where we've had a little bit of dieback, and I'll get in close and let you take a look at them, because sometimes they can look worse than what they actually are. So before, had a boxwood leaf just fly inside of my, okay. So before we start planting up the window box, then we'll go ahead, we'll address these, because I'm super excited. So let's get to it so we can head to our outing today, because we have another outing. I got to find some more. Let's do this first. Let's do this first. If we look down inside of here, you can see we have a lot of burn on top. We're just going to go in, we're going to cut all of that burn out. We have burn here, which is not as bad, and then burn here, which is not as bad. Difference that a trim can make. Okay, now we can go in, and right here on the side here we can clip that back, because that's not going to do anything but just go wild. I did take a little bit off the bottom here in our middle one, so it kind of helped the shape a little bit more. We could stand to go up a little bit, but I don't want to take too much off, because I did take quite a lot out of the top of our boxwoods here. I'm super excited with the way that they look. Now they could really benefit from a spray down. Definitely they can benefit from a spray down, by all means. I can definitely say by coming in and trimming our boxwoods is definitely setting the stage with the way that our window box is going to be planted up. But we've cleaned up our boxwoods here. Now we need to go in, clean the window a bit, and just remove the cobwebs. Go ahead and clean off the exterior of our window box. That way we don't have to worry about doing it during the season. But absolutely thumbs up, because it makes a big difference. Now this one here, I did cut out quite a bit, but that's okay. With your boxwood, you're going to want to make sure that you are providing opportunities for holes to get in, so your boxwoods are not bare on the inside of your shrubs. Even if they're not in topiary form, just go ahead and cut some small holes on the inside of there, and it's going to make for way more of a luscious boxwood than if you just keep it just tight and not allow any of the light to get through. Almost forgot one thing, which is very important: fertilization. I'm not going to fertilize them, although I am going to add some slow release fertilizer for my annuals. Now, when I fertilize my boxwoods, I go in with plant tone. I don't use a holly tone, and you might just instantly think holly tone because holly tone is used for evergreen. While boxwoods are evergreen, they're not going to enjoy the chemical composition of a holly tone, if you will. They're going to want to stay more on the acidic or the neutral side here. So when you fertilize your boxwoods, plant tone is going to be your best friend because of the chemical composition. The chemical composition for your plant tone is going to be a N5, a P3, and a P3. So what that means is that your nitrogen is going to be at a 5, your phosphorus is going to be at a 3, and then your potassium is also going to be at a 3. Now, I've been gardening for a very long time, pre-social media, before social media was even a thing, and I'm talking about in my teen years, and that has been one thing that we have always done. We have always used the same fertilizer that we're going to come in and put on our hosta and going to put on our greenery type plants. We've also used them for our boxwood, and if you look at the genetic makeup of a boxwood, you look at the leaf composition. If you're really in, it just all depends on how deep you go into fertilizers, which I actually make my own fertilizer, you guys. So if you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Baby, I got a fertilizer mix that I douse down in honey. When I tell you it eats, okay? And it gets the job done. So for me, that's something that I can just almost look at a plant, kind of study the environment, especially if I know the environment of the plant, meaning that if it likes a more acidic type of situation or an alkaline type situation, and know what fertilizer to use. Now, I am not one that sticks to a certain brand of fertilizer. I pretty much use what I have on hand. The same thing for my soil. Whatever soil I have on hand, that is what I use. I do not go out of my way to use a certain type of soil, so I don't go out of my way to use a certain type of fertilizer either. Whatever I have on hand, that's what I like to use. And actually, a young lady did a video about the soil choices that I use, and that was one of the things that she noted, and I think she did a very good job, and it was like kudos, and I appreciated her for including me in that video. But one of the things that I will say, since I've already fertilized them, I'm not going to fertilize them again. Also, my pruning. I'm not going to come in and prune my boxwoods any further in the season until we get closer to the end of summer, because you definitely don't want to over prune your boxwoods. I am one to let my plants grow out a little bit, let them get established, and then I'll come in and I'll do that pruning, because I do like to shape different topiary as well. That is one of my passions and one of the things that I enjoy. But let's go ahead and get this window cleaned up, and I think just by having the window cleaned up, it's going to make a better presentation. God is watching me, it's my anxiety, oh. It's getting ready to storm, but let me show you what everything looks like, and then we'll head to our next stop. But we got to do it quick because I know you can see the changes. I'm not sure if you can hear the thundering that's coming up, but let me show you what the containers and the window box look like, because baby, both the irons as well as the window box, baby, eats down. It's on point. It's on point. We'll start with the window box first. At first glance, it's definitely giving the flow that I want it to give. Now, we will work on this a little bit later, but for right now, this is how we're looking now. I definitely wanted my hydrangeas to drape like the typical mop head does, and I wanted to show off the true purple hydrangeas and the phases, the colors, the variations that you can get with that. Now, we came in, we used a beautiful ageratum. We use a Vinca annual. You can see we have more blooms that's still to come. Actually, on a lot of these, I could come in and prune off all of my mop head blooms and we're still gonna look good. Look at the Vinca. And I love how before it comes out, it looks like a small rose. And then again, ageratum, and even down on the sides, we have color tucked in on the sides. Make sure when you're doing your planters, you hit your sides, especially on your window boxes. We'll go around on this side, and the same thing here. The side is also dressed up as well, and we have hydrangeas that's falling over. Absolutely gorgeous. I just love, love, love this window box. We trimmed up our boxwoods there. Now let me show you what the urns look like. All right, now real quick, here's our urns. There's our planter that we just planted up, and it's gorgeous as well. So we have a Super Tunia Bordeaux. We have a Scaevola here that's giving us our blue color. We brought our pink in with our Super Belle here. And it repeats the pattern, and it's like that all the way around. And of course, we have our boxwood here, and we'll come back and we'll tighten this up, you guys. See how everything is working? I can't wait till you all see how everything blends in together here. Same thing on this side here. Same thing on this side. It's starting to rain, you guys. So let's go ahead and head to the garden center. I'm super excited about the way that all of this looks. Y'all, it is really getting dark out here. I am going to go ahead and take this container on the inside because these are my hellebores that I'm going to be keeping, but I don't want the rain to push all of this soil down on my table here. Now, I've already taken my annuals on the inside, so actually I'll just set them where they normally go to. But absolutely gorgeous. I do wish I would have had a little bit more time to go in and work with the window box. It's just not the cards that I was dealt. I know it's starting to rain, but I do want to go ahead and water this in because the window box is not going to get any water. And yes, I know we're going to get all this together, baby. It's going to look so cute when we get done. We're going to head straight into the greenhouse. And actually, before we head in, I do want to check out these boxwoods over here, or what I think is boxwoods. I just know it's an evergreen. So we're gonna check that out really, really quick. All right, so right here, they're actually not even boxwood, y'all. They are, because these are absolutely gorgeous. This is a globe arborvitae. They are stunning. And it'll be evergreen. Now right here, some more arborvitaes, but I like the color variation in these. But it's like that perfect round hedge look. I totally love it. Now I thought I've seen some boxwoods, but I don't see any. So we'll walk this way real quick and check out the boxwoods. All right, here goes some right here. As far as the boxwoods, are these Green Mountain Winter Gems? $3.95. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we'll go into this greenhouse over here. And I should have got this the last time I was out here, but I did not. All right, now this is the most peaceful to be inside of the greenhouse while it's raining. If you've never done it, I'm telling you, it is a total vibe. And I am not seeing a price. But this is what I wanted to come in here for. Right here. So these are myrtles, but I wonder how much are they? See, this one broke off, but you see it's growing back. So I just need one. And I like it because they're already a large size versus if we were to go to like a Home Depot or Lowe's, they would be a lot smaller. So I want to start off with a bigger size. Let me go see how much they are. And then we'll also walk through the greenhouses while we're here too, to see what else they have on the inside. Thank you. Okay, so we'll go through here, and I just found out that those were not over winter. So this is one of the things I like. You don't have to leave out of the greenhouse. You can go in between each one and just look and shop and see what you see. Begonias, beautiful gardenias in bush form, more begonias. Oh, wow. You guys, look at this. Oh my, that is sick. That is gorgeous. Okay, now more up at the top. We have A confetti spreading lantana. Then here are, that's a lantana too. Oh wow, look at these bay laurels. Now here are some gardenias. Impatiens. And then more pansies. Oh wow. Look at the salvia. Oh, okay. So we just gotta do a little umbrella. Oh, it's the opposite way, y'all. Okay, there we go. Oh.